Hey guys, it's Kim here with Fairily Fiber Fun. Thanks for joining me on part 1 of this brand new series, Ways You Can Spin Blended Top. And today we are exploring spinning from the fold, which is not something I'm particularly great at. If you notice here, as I twist the fibers together, you'll see how they sort of blend together into a sort of like what the yarn's going to look like, but in a fat version. Anyway. So to spin from the fold, you want to take short bits of fiber, essentially a staple length, although that varies. I just pull off one chunk at a time, trying to keep it as short as possible. And here I'm just setting out several little bundles of, several little clumps of fiber I've pulled off the comb top. I'm going across the full width. I will explore half the width and other such things throughout this. I am not very good at spinning from the fold. It's not my favorite. It's not something I enjoy doing, but it is a skill that I think I need to explore more often. So you fold the fiber over your finger and fluff the end and attach that end to the leader on your spinning wheel and spin from that fold. Sometimes when I'm doing this, the fiber wants to pull from underneath the finger, while the underneath side of the fiber that's resting against the finger, when I would prefer for it to pull from the top or from just from all of it. And then I would also really like it if the fiber didn't end up in a little wad inside my hand. Now here you can see I took my finger out from the inside of the folded fiber and I'm just spinning it folded, which is one way to do this. I was a little bit surprised that this yarn came out as well as it did. I don't enjoy spinning merino, which is what this is, so I'm going to have to try this with a different fiber. And I did occasionally have to rearrange the fiber in my hand as it got a little bit messed up. So before we get too much farther, I would like to give everybody a very warm welcome. If you are new to my channel, welcome. And if you are a returning viewer, welcome back. If you haven't already, please do hit that subscribe button and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss new videos as they come out. And as per usual, leave your comments, questions, and suggestions down in the comment section below. Here I'm just making sure nothing's folded over in an attempt to prevent the fiber from pulling off underneath against my finger and getting all tangled up, because that was happening. So here in a little bit I will show you a close-up of how I attach the fiber. But you know, as I was doing this spin, I was shifting around the angle of my finger and how I was pulling the fiber off of it. This seemed to be the most comfortable, but I did try out a few other angles as well. And so you can pull off of the center of your finger, like off the top of your finger instead of off the tip of it. But this, like I said, this seemed to be the easiest way for me to accomplish this. But I'm still struggling with the fiber. As I get to the end of each little clump of fiber, I end up with a little mess at the end. And I don't know if that's normal, if everybody has that problem, but I do, and working on trying to keep it as minimal as possible. So here is a clip of me spinning from my view. This is what I see when I'm spinning. And I will show you that one more time, slow-mo, a little bit slowed down. So I've got the fuzz pulled out on the tip of my finger and I'm allowing it to touch the single as I'm treadling, and then you carry on with the spinning. It's the easiest way to do a join and I absolutely love it. That's probably the best part of spinning from the fold, is the join. Now this is super easy to spin long draw from the fold. I'm not doing that because I wasn't in the mood to try it. And I'm going to try to do all of the different styles of spinning for this series in a similar way. And for some weird reason, this fiber on this particular day that I filmed it really wanted to be spun short forward. But this method is really good for woolen spinning style because it does allow more air to be captured within the yarn as you're spinning. So here I decided to see if a thinner chunk of yarn would work a little bit better, but you gotta fluff it. You gotta pull out a little bit of fluff at the end or you can't attach it. So I thought, well, maybe this would help with managing the drafting, and it really didn't make a difference. Thicker, thinner chunks, it is a chunk of fiber and it's a big pain. Also, I have a slightly different angle that I'm holding my hand. I don't know what else to say at the moment. I did find that this didn't keep the colors as clean as I would have preferred them to be, but I didn't fuss about the color because I was experimenting with spinning this way. I'm new to it, I'm learning, and so I didn't really care how the colors turned out. The yarn ended up being incredibly beautiful. These colors look so much better in yarn form than they do in comb top form. So I'm happy with it. I'm going to do a 2-ply and I will show you that. But first, let's enjoy this bobbin because is that not gorgeous? I'm loving how it's spinning up. I'm just really enjoying the beautiful colors. I am, since I'm spinning in a way that is not normal for me, I am spinning a little thicker than I normally do because it's just less fiddly. So now I don't feel like taking the bobbin off the wheel, so I'm going to do the most ridiculous thing here and wind an Andean plying bracelet, which takes forever and is a ton of effort. So I'm showing you how I do it. I'm not going to try to describe it. I'm just showing because words are confusing, but the action itself is not. So anyway, the rest of this section will be, well, I guess not all of it. Some of it at some point will be sped up. This is the speed I normally work. I guess I didn't speed it up. Anyway, past me edited this footage and present me is doing the voiceover. So it's been about a week since I filmed this and edited the footage, and I don't remember what I left in and what I didn't. So hey, we're along for the ride together, eh? Anyways, this is a fairly easy way to not have to take your bobbin off the wheel, but might have been better just to take the bobbin off and wind a center pull plying ball and put the bobbin back on. That would have been so much easier. Anyways, or rethread the flyer. You know, I didn't have to rethread the flyer on this one. But, you know, and then also I always wind my Andean plying bracelet on the left hand, which is my twist control hand. So I'm having to ply with my right hand in the front, and that is very awkward. I have a terrible time of it. Excuse me. You'll see several times, my throat just rumbled. You'll see several times throughout the footage that my left hand keeps trying to take over and do the job of the right hand, but it can't because the bracelet's around the left hand. Yeah, I usually switch hands. I just transfer the bracelet to the right hand, and I decided I was going to teach my right hand how to do this, and well, that wasn't the best idea, but I thought it turned out pretty well. So on my wrist, it looks like a big dark gray mass of yarn. But when you look closely at the plied yarn, you can see how incredibly gorgeous the yarn turned out. I am pleasantly surprised by the results, and I absolutely cannot wait to finish this series and compare all the yarns at the end. I didn't weigh the fiber, I just took a small section of the comb top and well, I took a 4-ounce braid and I divided it into, I can't remember now, 7 or 8 sections, and each section is going to be a different way to spin this type of fiber blend so that you can sort of experiment with me on how to manage the colors in a blended top like this. That's the whole point of the series. It's not how to spin, it's more how to manage the colors. You're not stuck with one particular way of spinning, and hopefully this series will give you an idea of which method to choose when you have a blended top that you would like to spin. So I really enjoyed watching the colors come together in the plying, and at this point plying is going incredibly well. It wasn't that way through most of it. There's a little bit of I can't tell if that's green and blue, green and something. Anyway, I love watching yarn as it comes together in that final step of plying. Watching the colors play and discovering that some colors look a lot better together than I thought, or that I would have thought. So you never know. Anyways, I have a lot more plying footage than I thought I did. But I promise we're almost done with the plying, and then you'll get to see the final yarn as it's still on the bobbin because I haven't taken it off the bobbin yet. If I don't need my bobbins for anything else while I'm doing this series, I may just leave them on, spin each one to a separate bobbin, and then when I'm all done, take it off. And I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what I will do? I don't have much time for spinning these days. It is November 2022 as I am speaking, and I'm currently having a week off from work, so before the holidays. So I'm trying to get a few videos edited while I have some time, but there's a million other things I want to do too. Anywho, we shall see what happens, and I no longer have a set schedule for filming, but that's okay. There's the end of the plying. I love that part. And then here is the final yarn. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!